Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm gonna explain to you why I invested over $500,000 into my self-education via masterminds and courses. I'm gonna go ahead and get into the details on that and my top 3 takeaways on the most recent mastermind I just left down in the Florida Keys. If this is the first time to the channel, please like and subscribe. Let's get into the video. So guys, if you're new here, my name is Garabedian and I'm a 7-figure entrepreneur who focuses on lifestyle activities, lifestyle business, a lifestyle. Essentially, I don't like to go to a place of business to do my job. I have set myself up so I've taken back all my time. I don't like to trade time for money. So how did I learn that? That's not something the average person understands as they get into business. They think that they have to go and trade all of their time in order to make money. The strategy behind that and the thought process behind that is simply learning how to find great people and leverage those people in order for them to do the skills, the strategies, the tactics, the business building so that you don't have to do that. Now, this is not something like I mentioned that you just come out in business and can do automatically. It takes time to build that skill set. It takes time to build that mindset. And the way that I was able to do that is by investing into higher level people, into higher level groups. I have invested, like I mentioned, over the past 7 years, $500,000 to learn this type of mindset. The biggest thing that we have to learn in business is how to outgrow ourselves because of our limited thinking. So I just recently got back from a mastermind trip with 35 other high-level entrepreneurs. Some are doing big business. Some are just starting to break out into the multiple 6 figures and 7-figure thresholds in their investing and earning careers. One of the biggest takeaways that I got was we have to hire for where we want to go. A lot of us think we have to do all of the things in the business. That means doing all the deals, taking all the phone calls, doing all the paperwork, going to all the meetings. And in fact, that is actually the wrong way to build a business. So how do we build a big business? Number 1, we have to hire, recruit, and train great people. And we have to pay them very well in order for them to want to stay and build that business. A lot of people are always trying to figure out how they can pay less and get more out of people. What I'm learning is I want to find great people and pay them more to do a great job. If I could pay someone that is doing a job for me or selling something and I can pay them more than they can get anywhere else and they go out and excel, just imagine how much better the business will do. If I am thinking about how I want to cut the commission percentage or pay them less, it's only going to last a certain amount of time before that person decides that they want to go find another career or perhaps go and compete against me. Many times in my past, I would try to find people and pay them less and expect them to do a great job, and it never turned out really well. Now, my mindset is how do I go out and find great people, pay them awesomely, and figure out how I can keep them to stay and build teams around them. So for example, if I had a product or a service that I wanted to go out and get to the marketplace, I'm not trying to find the cheapest route to do that. I'm not trying to cut corners on my marketing. I'm not trying to cut corners on hiring great people. In fact, I want to figure out how to spend more money in my marketing, in my sales team, and in great people so that my product, service, or business will flourish in the long term. My second biggest takeaway from investing into masterminds and myself is that the biggest benefit to being around other people that are doing better than you is that you start to begin to borrow belief. What do I mean by borrowing belief? Well, essentially is if I'm sitting across the room from a person And I get to know them on a personal level. I know their strengths, I know their weaknesses, I know some of the things that they've shared with the group. I know that they started at this point and have now gotten to this point. Well, they didn't do that because of luck. They are sharing with me the strategies, the tactics, and some of the mistakes they've made along the way in order for them to scale up to that success. And in sitting there and getting to know these individuals, I start to borrow their belief, meaning essentially if, hey, this guy, he's a great guy, he's smart, he's got some great strategies, he's got some great skill sets, but you know what, at the end of the day, I could do the same thing. He's not that much better than me. That's what you call borrowing belief. So if you're sitting across from a millionaire and they're sharing with you the strategies, the skills, and the tactics that they've used to make millions of dollars, you're getting a blueprint. You're getting a copy, you're getting an insight into how they did it. And you can also tell that these people put their socks and their pants and their shoes on just like you. They don't have any certain ability or skill or luck than you do. They've essentially just had big belief in themselves. They went out, executed a plan, and they achieved the desired results. You and I can do the same. And that's been the biggest secret that I've been able to take from putting myself into rooms where people are doing better than me. The biggest thing you need to know is if you are the biggest fish in the room, you're in the wrong room. I make it a point to be the dumbest guy in the room so that I can learn from smart people all around me. I could take gold nuggets, pieces of knowledge and value, learn about where they made mistakes, learn about where they really did well, and go back and implement. That's the key. Take it and implement it. You can gather knowledge and you can gather information, but if you don't do anything with it, you're never going to make the strides and success that you desire to do. It's very key to take the information and then implement it. There's never a perfect time. You just need to go out and start. As you start, you'll make mistakes, but you'll grow, you'll learn from your mistakes, and before you know it, you'll get to the point of success that you have always desired and wanted to get to. It's just a matter of time. You just got to take the action and get to work. So the third takeaway is getting clear on your destination. If I was to tell you to meet me at my house, just get in your car and meet me at my house, you would have no idea where I live or how to get there because you don't have a roadmap. So it's the same thing in your business and your life. You have to get clear on your destination. Otherwise, you're going to take days, weeks, months, and years of just floundering around and not knowing where you're headed. If you can get clear and concise on your destination, then you could start putting in coordinates and roadmaps and the destination to know if you're on track or you're off track. So if I wanted to make $1 million, for example, I know that I need to make $83,300 a month. That is a concrete number. That's measurable. So making $1 million a year and making $83,300 a month, I would then be able to reverse engineer that. Now, what vehicle am I in? If I'm selling tennis shoes, I'm gonna have to sell a lot of tennis shoes, and I might not be able to be in the right vehicle to get to that goal. What if, for example, I was in the right vehicle, say for instance, I was wholesaling houses. I could easily get to that desired destination because I'm in the right vehicle. That's why it's very important to get clear on what it is that you want. When you're able to get clear on what it is that you want, then you can start reverse engineering that. Now, I use the example of making $1 million, but it could be in your fitness goal. It could be a relationship goal. It could be a spiritual goal. It could be any type of goal that you want. As long as you know where it is that you want to go and it can be measured, then you will be able to make huge strides in your personal life, in your business life, in your finances. Anything that you want essentially can be done once you're very clear on where it is that you want to go. So these are the things that I've learned over the years that may seem obvious, but there is a lot of power in getting clarity in this. There's a lot of power in borrowing belief. It's a lot of power to get around a collective group that is rowing in the same direction and sharing with you all of the strategies, the secrets, the potential pitfalls that you need to avoid to be successful. There's no egos in the room. Everybody wants you to succeed because it's kind of like a collective brotherhood. And that's what is so awesome about investing in yourself and getting in big rooms that push you and motivate you to become the best version of yourself. I highly recommend you guys look into a mastermind, look into hiring a mentor or a coach. These have by far helped me get past huge obstacles in my life. It's got me to levels that I did not think were possible. So if you're looking to level up in your life, if you're looking to get into an environment where you're going to be around individuals that are going to help support you and help you get to the next level, I'll leave some links in the description that will allow you to learn more about me and learn more about what I have to offer and get to know me on a personal level with my social links. Go ahead and reach out to me via DM or join one of my groups. I'll be happy to talk to you about where you're at and where you want to go. And if it's a fit, possibly invite you into my private mastermind group, which is called the Phenom Family. I hope that we can meet one day and look forward to talking to you here in the very near future. Stay tuned for the next video. And as always, be phenomenal.